Hello everybody, it's Crystal. I'm going to show you how to crochet the most handsome rooster or chicken that you've ever seen in your life. Have you ever seen a more handsome guy? Never mind his eyes are crooked. But other than that, he's really handsome. No, the yarn that I use for this, well, it's 4-weight yarn, but it's just scrap yarn. It doesn't really take any yarn at all. It's actually really fun to make. What you can do with this is is serve a hard-boiled egg in it. That's what my intentions was. Fun for the kids. Serve it up. You know, it's for fun. Fun for the husband. It's fun for the wife. Fun for you. Fun for me. Fun for Mr. Rooster here. Or you can not sew him up as much as I did. Like I did sew a little bit extra in the back, and he can be a basket if you want. Or you can stuff him and sew him up all the way like that. He'll be fatter though, of course, and he'll just be one handsome chicken sitting on your rooster, or whatever you're sitting on your desk. I mean, look at that fire engine red comb you got going on, and it's a nice wattle. My goodness, my gosh, you want to do it? All right, you can use any yarn you want, but like I said, I did use 4-weight to get it this size, but I mean, you could probably use a 3-weight or something, because I did sew these up a bit to, you sew it to make up the egg. So he's size adjustable, and you can use him for whatever you want. And his tail is so floofed out. I mean, come on now. And then I'm going to be using a size H, which is a 5mm crochet hook. Hey, it's just a quick, fun project. Like I said, it's a fun thing to serve little eggs in, and you can wash them. Yeah. All right, let's do it. All right, so we're going to start on a base, and we are going to make a slip knot on our hook, and we're going to work a chain of excuse me, a chain of 2, 1 and 2. Now we're going to go back into the first one right here, and we're going to work 6 single crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 6. So there's 6. Now if you want to use a stitch marker here, you can, to keep count. Otherwise we're going to jump over to the first single crochet. I have to count backwards or I lose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, our first single crochet. Put a stitch marker here so you don't lose track. But first, the first single crochet of our 6, and we're going to put 2 single crochets in that one. 1 and 2. And then we're going to work around, and we're going to put 2 single crochets in each of these 6 single crochets that we did before, or until you make it back around to your stitch marker. I don't know why I'm not using a marker. I'm weird. But when you make it back around here, we're almost there. All right, you'll have 12 stitches. So I got 12 single crochets now. And go ahead and pull your marker out, which for some reason I'm not using one. And that's not showing very good teaching skills, is it? All right, I'll put a marker here. All right, that was row 2 of the base, and we have 12 single crochets now. So we're going to jump over here to the next one, and we're going to work row 3. We're going to put 1 single crochet in the first, and then we're going to put 2 single crochets into the next one. And that's what we're going to repeat all the way around. 1 single crochet into the next, and then 2 single crochets into the next. 1 single into the next, and 2 singles into the next, and you want to repeat this pattern all the way around until you make it back to your stitch marker. All right, when you make it back around, in round 3, you will have 18 stitches. We're going to go move our marker up, and we'll start round 4. Now this time it's 1 single crochet in the next 2. So there's 1 in that one, and then you jump to the next one, and you put 1 in that one, and then the next one gets 2 double crochet, or 2 single crochets, I'm sorry, 2 singles into the same stitch. I apologize if I said double at any time. We're working singles. And again, we're going to repeat that. 1 single crochet in each of the next 2, like that. And then the next stitch will get 2 single crochets into the same stitch. 1 single into the next 2, and 2 singles into the next. And you want to repeat this pattern all the way around until you make it back around to the end of round 4. Alrighty, I made it to the end of round 4. I move my marker up, and we'll do 1 more round on the base. You should have a total of 24 stitches now. Now this time we're going to do a single crochet in the next 3. So 1 in each of the next 3. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then the next one's going to get 2 single crochets into the next, or into the same stitch. And that's what we're going to repeat for round 5. 1 single crochet in the next 3. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 2 singles into the next. And we're going to go ahead and repeat this pattern. 1 single in the next 3 and 2 in the next. 1 single in the next 3 and 2 in the next until we make it back around to our stitch marker. Alright, so I made it back around. 30 stitches is what I have. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch. Like that. Take that marker out if you want. We do not need him anymore. Now we're going to be working rows of half double crochet. We're going to slip stitch into the loop back here, the back loop, front loop, whatever you guys call it. The loop that's furthest away from you. We're going to slip stitch into that one. Like that. And we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go back into that same loop, and we're going to work a half double crochet. And then we're going to work a half double crochet in that same back loop all the way around. So we're only working in that one loop. Like that. And I'm going to work 1 half double crochet into every stitch. So I'm not increasing now or anything. I'm just going to work 1 half double in the back loop only of every stitch until I make it back around to my starting point. And we will still have 30 stitches when we make it back around. Alright, so I'll see you there in just a second. Alrighty, I've made it around after that round of half double crochet, so I'm going to end by slip stitching into my first half double, and we'll have 30 stitches still. We're going to go through both loops now. Now what we're going to do is rounds of half double crochet, but we're going to be going through both loops. Only that first round was going through one loop. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go back into the same stitch and half double, but we're going to go through both loops of it this time, like that. And we're going to work around putting 1 half double crochet in every stitch, going through both loops until we make it back around to our starting point. And then we will have 30 stitches still. And then you want to end with the slip stitch into your first half double and start again. So what we want in total is 5 rounds of half double crochet. All right. And that is including this first round here. So we're on round 2 actually now, and we want a total of 5. All right, so I'm going to continue going until I have a total of 5 rounds of half double. Remember, I am on the second one because we counted that first one. Going through both loops now, and we will always have 30 stitches at the end of every round. All right, I'm going to continue. I'll see you in a second. Alright, so I have got my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds of half double crochet. What I'm going to do is clip that off real quick. There we go. Now I want to start my yarn again, but in a different spot. So right here where we clipped off, we want to start our yarn here's where we clipped off. Count that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches over from, if you count that one, 5 stitches over. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm in my 5th one. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and start my yarn into that spot. I am going to chain 1. I'm going to go back into that same stitch and single crochet. Like that. Now I'm going to skip 2 stitches. Skip, skip. So I'm going to be in the stitch before the one that we tied off. I'm going to go into that stitch and I'm going to work, let's try 9 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to throw this tail over here and hide it as I go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now let me look at that. Yeah, that'll work. So now we're going to, we did 9 doubles into that spot. Now we're going to skip 2. So there's the one that we slip stitch into, and then the next one, and we're going to single crochet. We're going to skip 2 and then single crochet into the next, like that. Don't tie off though. What we're going to do now is just chain 1 and turn our work, and we are going to slip stitch into the single crochet right here, like that, and we're going to work a chain of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to go back and we're going to a single crochet in that single crochet, like that. Alright, so now we're going to be working into these 9 doubles. So we're going to jump to the first double crochet and single crochet into it, like that. And we are going to be working chains of 8s when we're working with the double crochets. So we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to go back into the same double crochet that we just single crocheted into, and we're going to single crochet into it again, like that. And then we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to jump to the next double crochet and we're going to single crochet into it, like that. And then we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 8. And we're going to go back into the same double crochet that we just single crocheted into, and single crochet into it again. And this is what we're going to do all along these double crochets. So chain 8. And we're going to go to the next double crochet and single crochet into it. Chain 8. And go into the same double crochet and single crochet into it, like that. Chain 8. And then we will jump to the next double crochet and single crochet. So we're just going to repeat that, and what we're doing is Each double crochet is going to have 2 single crochets in it. See that? So there's 2 in that one, and there's 2 in that one, and there's like a chain 1 in between, or chain 8 in between them as well. But make sure you have 2 double crochets or 2 single crochets in each of the doubles. So there's a single crochet with the chain 8, and then you single crochet again. So there's 2 single crochets. But then there's a chain 8 in between the doubles, and then you have 2 single crochets again with the chain 8. So it's just like lots of ruffles. We're going to do that until we get to the last double crochet, and I'll meet back up with you at the last one. All right. All right, so I've made it to my last double, and I've done my single, chain 8, single in it. So there's 2 singles in it. Now I'm going to chain 8 again. And I'm going to I'm going to single crochet into the first single crochet over here, like that, and then I'm going to make one last chain. It's going to be a chain of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to end by slip stitching into that same single crochet, like that. Okay, and we can tie that off too. We can tie that off. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hide just a couple of these tails real quick. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is have a piece of yarn and a yarn needle. You want to take your piece and you want to pinch it together right at the center here of the tail, like that. And I'm going to sew it up to through the single crochets. Sew it together like that, all this whole area. So I think I'll just start by coming through the back side of the tail like that. I'm going to leave a tail there that I can hide. And then I'm going to go up through the next stitch here. You just do your best. And through a stitch on the other side. Trying to go to the top of the half doubles, but it doesn't have to be exact. And then I'm going to come back over here and go through the next stitch here. And the corresponding stitch on the other side. Like that. So basically we just want his tail to be centered, and we want it sewn up to the single crochet area. Now you can go through it twice if you want to make it more secure. Now going under the tail. That. And then I think I'll go back behind the tail again. I'm just trying to make it secure. There's no right or wrong way to do this. As long as it gets sewn up, it doesn't really matter how you do it, what stitches you go through, as long as the section that needs sewn is sewn. Alright, let's look at it now. Alright. So, it's sewn. Yep, it's good. The tail is sewn, and then we pinched it together, and we have sewn up to the single crochets, the first ones that we made. Actually, I could probably go through those again and sew them up. I'm going to. See, look at me. I don't even know what's going on. I'm going to go up to those single crochets again. So there's the single crochet we made right here. Well, that's the stitch that it's in. So I'm going to go into that stitch. And then I'm going to go right across to the same corresponding stitch that this single crochet is in. And I'm going to go through that. Pull it tight. There we go. And now we can hide our tail. Just kind of sew in your tail. Get it hidden. Hide any other tails as you have while we're at it, I guess. Just like that. And now he has a super bushy tail. Super bushy. Yep. He's tail heavy. Alright, excuse me. What I'm going to do next is, one thing I want to say, if you find them to be tail heavy, you could take your tail or some yarn and stick it through the center of the tail and go back down and come out the back and pull it really tight. That'll pull the tail up if you feel like he's heavy. But what I'm going to do now is his head, I guess. So I'm going to fold it in half again to where it's kind of even, you know. And I'm going to find my, remember, I'm just eyeballing it, so it's not going to be exact. We don't have to have exact. We want 8 stitches, so 4 on each side. 1, 2, 3, count back 4. So here's 1 here and 1 here. This will be for this side, and this one right here we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, count back 4 and start your yarn there, and then we'll count around 8, and that'll be our 8 stitches. So start your yarn in that stitch, and again, don't worry if it's not exact. Chicky don't care. Alright. Okay. Now we are going to do his head, and we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go back into that same stitch and single crochet, and we're going to do 8 single crochets in a row. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 8. Now we're going to come around. If you want to use a stitch marker here, you can, but we're going to come on, just slide on around to the first single crochet that we made. Actually, I'm going to end every round with a slip stitch, so there's not going to be no stitch marker needed. Sorry. So I'm just going to come around here to the first single crochet over here that we made, and I'm going to slip stitch into it like that, just like that. And then I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to go back into the same stitch and single crochet, and I'm going to work around 8 single crochets again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and your 8th one is here on the side. There's 8. So that's 2 rows of 8 single crochet. I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to come over here to my first single crochet. I'm going to count back. 1, 2, yeah. And in with a slip stitch into the first one right here. I always recommend counting back because sometimes it looks like that's not the correct one. All right, slip stitch. All right, I'm going to chain one. I'm going to do another round of single crochet. So we'll have 8 of them. Go back into that same spot and single crochet. And then this should be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 8, and then we want to slip stitch into our first one. What is this right here? It's getting tight. He's got a tiny head. Slip stitch into that first one like that. Okay, now we are going to chain 1 and we're going to single crochet back into that first single crochet. That. And we're going to half double crochet into the next stitch. So that's 2 stitches we've done. And then we're going to put a double crochet into the next 4. Just 1 and into each of the next 4. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to half double crochet into the next and single into the last, which will be 8 stitches. And then we're going to end by slip stitching into our first one, our first single. So right there. And I am going to tie that up for now. Here, his head goes up like that. All right, I'm going to tie that off. Just for now, we'll put some combs on him in a little bit, all right? He looks a little unfinished right now, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. Let's put some wings on him, want to? Wings, wings. All right, facing like this towards you. Okay, here's the top row of half doubles. Here's the first half double before we attach the head. So that's this one right here. Sorry. And then again, this doesn't have to be exact, but this 1, 2, 3, and like down. So kind of somewhere right, kind of in the middle, maybe somewhere. But just kind of go around that half double like that. Just somewhere around that, like that. All right? It doesn't have to be exact. Nothing has to be exact on Chicky. All right. Now we are going to chain 1, and we're going to be working his wing around this half double crochet. So we chain 1, and now we are going to double crochet around that half double like that. And now we're going to work a chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain of 6, and we're going to come back down and we are going to slip stitch and kind of do a picot. So we're going to go like slip stitch into the top of it to make one huge 6 chain picot. So like that, and then we will do a slip stitch like that. And then we're going to go back around the same half double and do another double crochet. Like that. And we're going to chain 6 again. And we'll do a picot around, slip stitch into the top of that half double. Kind of in the side of it like that. And we will work a slip stitch. That. And then again, we're going to double crochet around that same half double. And another chain 6. Picot. Slip stitch into the top of it, side of it. Like that. And we're going to do that one more time. So we'll have 4, we're going to double crochet around that half double. 4 double crochets with chain 6 picots on them. And after you slip stitch into that last picot, or just like that, we are going to tie that off. And we can go and do his next swing the exact same way. But let me put a little knot in that. And we could sew in that tail. So that's, he's waving, hello. We're going to come over here and do the same thing. So kind of trying to find around the same. Remember, we do it on the second row. But we want to do it facing this way. So the right side of his hand or wing or whatever is both facing the right side. So we're on the second row of half doubles and just kind of eyeball it and line it up a bit. Then not, try to get it around the same area. But make sure the head is facing you. And go around that half double. We're going to do the same thing around the post of this half double that we just did around the post of the other. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Remember, we chain 1 and then we double crochet. It's all worked around the post of the same half double. Double crochet, and then we chain 6 and picot and double crochet, chain 6 and picot, and we do that until we have 4 double crochets and 4 chain 6 picots, and then you tie off. And then once you're done with that, you can go ahead and hide your tail, any tails that you have hanging around, and we'll go ahead and put some red on him. If you want to leave this tail up here at the top hanging, you can, because we are going to sew up the top. But first we're going to put some, if you've already cut it off, it's alright, it's no big deal. I should have told you before. But we're going to put some little combs on him on the top. So I'm going to use some red. Some red. So we have our 8 stitches up here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, go ahead and start your yarn. There we go. Back here like this, and we are going to add some bright red. Chain 1, which does not count as a stitch. I'm gonna go back in that same spot and just do 1 single crochet, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch, which will be our number 2 of 8. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to go back into that same stitch and work 1 half double crochet like that. Then I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch, again I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to work 1 half double crochet. Okay, that's the third of 8. All right, so I should be at my front 2, and I am. I'm going to slip stitch into the next one, which is number 4, fourth stitch of 8, and I'm going to chain 1 and I am going to work 3 double crochets into that stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3. I'm not going to slip stitch. I'm just going to jump over to my next stitch right here and work 3 doubles into that one. 1, 2, and 3. He's got a lot of combs. All right, now I'm going to, so we've worked across 5. All right, so now we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch and chain 1 and work 1 half double in it. And then we will slip stitch into the next stitch, chain 1 and work 1 half double in it. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the last stitch here. It may not look like the last, but it is. And chain 1 and work 1 single in it, like that. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to slip stitch into the first spot that we put our first little comby thing in. It's so tight. There we go. And we could tie that off. All right. Now, before I tie that tail, I'm gonna sew up the top of his head, but I'm gonna leave his combs unsewn. Oh man, he looks like one handsome rooster. Look at him. I'm gonna take this tail here, and if you clipped yours off, that's fine. But this one right here, and I'm gonna sew up underneath the combs. So the combs are not gonna be sewn together; they're separate. But the top of his head is going to be. So just underneath the comb and out the other side of the comb, like that. Don't get his wing in it, like I just did. And then back under the comb, outside the underside of the comb on the other side, until this head's sewn up. There's only 4 stitches, so it won't take long. Dang wing getting in the way. You chicken wing. This guy looks like straight up fried chicken with this color. Don't he look like he's been... It's pretty though. Alright, and then you go back around, down it again if you want to secure it, plus it hides your tail at the same time. Like that. And you can clip it off. And then you can hide this red here. I'll do that in a second. Let's put a beak on him. So I'm gonna get a little bit of orange. It doesn't take very much. I'm just gonna cut a piece off because I'm not gonna need very much. All right, and then I'm going to take my orange. I don't know. Let's see. Let's put it like on the in between the okay, here's the where we did the double crochet. Here's the last row of single crochet before the double crochet. Let's put it in between that last row and the second to the last row, I guess. Just kind of put your hook in there. Like I said, just wherever, somewhere around that area. Wherever you think his beak should be, you put it. All right. And then I'm going to pull it through. And I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, And then I'm going to slip stitch in the second chain from my hook, slip stitch in it, and then I'm gonna, this is hard, single crochet in the first chain that I made. Little tiny things are just hard for me. Single crochet in that, and then I guess slip stitch into the same spot that I started in. I don't know what that's gonna look like. Let me check it out. Oh man, I guess that's about as good as a beak as I'm gonna get him. So let me tie that off. You can tie that off here, and so you can make it. Oh, I didn't tie out the wrong one, did I? Okay, you can make it look better when you sew. Like you can straighten it up and whatnot. So take your yarn needle and go back through to the other side. Straightens it up a bit. And then kind of weave it up easy, I guess. Gently through his beak and get his tail hidden. His beak tail's hidden. And then we will do his front combs on his chest. His wattle. His wattle, right? That's what it is. His wattle. Alright, I'm going to clip that one off. I'll hide the other one in a minute. The same way, but let's do his wattle. Let's put his wattle. So I'm going back to the red. Just like on the, I'm going to put it on the first row of half doubles. So here's the beak. There's a single crochet row that his beak is on right under it, and then another one. I'm going to put it in between the last single crochet row and the first half double crochet row. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to chain one, which I did. I'm going to go back through and single crochet one time, and I'm going to go into that same spot and single crochet again, like that. Now I'm going to jump down to the next row right here. I'm going to put a half double. Actually, I'm going to put two half doubles into that spot. 1 and 2. And then I'm going to jump down to the next spot, and I'm going to put a single. Is that big enough? Or is he? You think he needs more? He's got a big comb up here. It's not enough. I took out that single crochet. I'm going to do, I did 2 half doubles into the spot. I'm actually going to do 3 half doubles into that spot, alright? And then I'm going to jump down here to the next spot, and I'm going to do another half double and a single into that spot. And then I'm going to come down one more row and single crochet and slip stitch into the same spot. Yes, now that's a chicken with a big, whatever that thing is. I think it's a wattle. Oh yeah, he's handsome. He's handsome, all right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tie this off, and I'm gonna hide any tails that I have hanging around, okay? Alright, for his eyes, you can use Google eyes or whatever you want. The googly eyes if you want, or whatever you want to do. But I have a piece of black thread. I'm gonna try to sew some on. So I'm gonna go through the top of his wattle, or what combs, whatever this is, and I'm gonna go down to where I want my eye to be, somewhere around this vicinity. That way I can do both eyes at the same time, and I can hide that tail here in a bit. Alright, so I went through there. Now I'm just going to go over just a bit, and I'm going to go out the other side. Hopefully in about the same vicinity as the other eye. And then I'm going to do that again. Go over just a little bit and hopefully come out the center of that eye that I just made. That's pretty dang close. I'll take it. Don't pull it all the way through. Leave a little bitty bump there. Alright, now I'm going to cross over and go back through one more time so I can go out to cross over this one. You can make it eye, however. I suck. Alright, and I'm going to go through this one, but I'm going to go out the top this time. Those combs. Alright, he's got eyes. Oh my gosh, look how crooked his eyes are. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. No chicken's perfect. No chicken. I'm gonna hide these tails, like just sew them in up here around his comb so no one can see him as neatly as possible. My gosh, he's been fun to make. Right, there he is. Alright, so you can use him for like a basket for like trinkets, or you can actually put some stuffing in him and slip stitch the top together. He'll be fatter though, but he'll look normal. Well, I don't know how normal he's gonna look, but he's one mighty handsome chicken with that fire-engine red combs he's got going on there. Or you can put a hard-boiled egg in him and serve it like that. Now, if you do want to do the egg thing and you think it's too big, you can sew it up a little bit, a couple stitches like that, and that will make it, hold the egg better. But I think that it looks good. That's cute. And now, if you do use it to serve a hard-boiled egg or whatever, fun for the kids, fun for the husband. Hey, fun for you. Serve it up like this one day, and a little chicken with fire-engine red combs, crooked eyes for breakfast, a hard-boiled egg, or whenever you eat them. And or use them for something else, basket or whatnot. He is what he is. He's my chicken. I hope that you enjoyed the tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe, alright? I really want to see the chicken that you make. I think I might put a few stitches back here by his tail to tighten up that. And you can throw him in the washer too. I would recommend probably hand washing him though. Like if you use him for the egg thing, hand washing him, we don't want his eyes to fall off. I'll see you guys on my next one, okay? If you did enjoy, or even if you just found him a little bit handsome, give me a thumbs up. But if not, I understand. I'll catch you on my next one, okay? Take care. Bye, guys.